Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we are painting outside. This was done, I'm voiceovering, so this was done days and days ago. I was dog sitting at my daughter's house and got to sit outside at the table in the sun and paint. I painted and drew my little heart out all weekend. I didn't video anything but this. I didn't intend to video a lot of stuff. I was just looking to have a chill weekend. This is World Watercolor Month Prompts Day 1. And I couldn't even tell you which one it is. Let me get the book out that I was working in. I'm doing World Watercolor Month, but on my own timetable. I want to do the prompts, but I don't want to be rushed. So you're going to see these paintings pop up and me talk about them over the next probably several pieces. They're probably going to be mixed media. This just happens to be me playing with watercolor. The watercolor pan that I'm using is my extra watercolors. When I revamped all of my watercolor palettes, I had my original M-gram watercolor palette just kind of sitting wasting space, and I went ahead and made it into a travel palette. No, they are not the best for travel. She does get a little sticky. Sometimes the pans stick to the lid when I open and close it. I'm just rolling with it. I don't want to waste the paint. I don't want to not use it. So it's become my little travel palette. And I am painting Radiant, and I'm using Diane Antone Studio. That's her YouTube channel name. Her name's Diane. She had expounded upon the prompts on her channel, and I'm using her suggestions, her list. It's an actual free printable that you can get on her channel if you want, or her website. And that's why I'm painting a sunset with these crazy colors. I'm using the most, I think, alizarin crimson and cadmium yellow, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. The palettes, my original M-gram palette is so old. And I'm trying to create an orangey, yellow, hazy, cloudy sunset here with just those two colors and not using any other colors. And this is my first go right here. You're going to see me take another second shot at it in a few minutes. I don't dislike the first go. I'm just kind of seeing what I can do. And this is my watercolor sketchbook. It's brand new. I just got it out. It's been on my shelf for months. And I decided to use it for these prompts and anything else watercolor related that I feel like putting in here. I am using my travel brushes for the first time. They are glorious. Are they over here? I think they're in my bag again. I've forgotten the name of them. I'll try to remember to link them down below. They're wonderful. I'm pretty sure they're Princeton Neptunes. I don't know. I'll look. I'll link them. If I forget, let me know. But they're wonderful. They're just wonderful. They come to a nice point so I can get a nice crisp line. Look at that. Do a little bit of dry brushing. I don't know why I went so dark back there. Ooh, sorry. Ugh. I don't know. It just felt right in the moment. And I'm trying for a water sunset. And I haven't painted the sun over water in eons. I mean, forever. Maybe not eons, but in a long time. So I'm just kind of going off memory. I don't have any reference photos up or anything. I'm just playing with my paints to see what I can do with these two colors and the idea of a sunset. I watched Diane Lane's video for hers. This is kind of a copy off of what she tried when she did hers. And I liked that she did her practice piece, like a couple practice pieces off camera before she did her actual piece that she recorded for her YouTube channel. I'm just kind of doing a time lapse. I wanted you guys to see all the different things I do to play with this particular first piece. And then how I go a little left and change things up quite a bit. on my own. Yeah, I have a bunch of pencils in my travel kit. This is a Derwent, I think. Charcoal pencil, maybe? And I'm trying to get that white glow back on the sun. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I feel really good though. I just got done painting the August monthly calendar painting, and now that I'm seeing it at a distance, I don't hate it as much as I did. Here, I just got done doing that, so I'm in a very up mood. Painting makes me happy. Creating, actually, just being creative in general makes me happy. Doing clay, painting on wood, making my stickers, anything creative really makes me very happy. I decided I'm going to try a gradient wash from the red-orange color that I'm mixing, which you can't see that I'm mixing red-orange because I'm mixing on a red surface. I can't even tell what I'm mixing. I'm just praying for the best. I decide I'm going to do a little gradient because gradients are really good to practice. And if you don't want to do gradient practices, just drawing miscellaneous squares in one of your books, do gradients and then doodle over the top of them. Make it a little mini original art in your book. It's a fun thing to do. It's very therapeutic. I flipped the book over. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing there. But to try and get the gradient to go, I want it to be light in the middle. So dark on the top and the bottom and more light in the middle was the thought. I did the same thing on the other side, but with less paint, more water, just to see what would happen. And then I let them both dry. And now I'm going in on very dry paper, working wet on dry with my lovely paintbrush and doing a little bit of dry brush technique to get in, mountains. Have I ever tried to do a monochromatic? Because I feel like this is a very monochromatic painting. Even though I'm using two colors, it just feels, I don't know what the right terminology is. At any rate, orange on orange. And getting in, just from my imagination, from the many mountains I've painted and drawn over the years, that's what this is. It's not any location in particular. I love going up to the mountains. I like driving in the mountains. I like camping. I haven't done it in years. So it is something I think about a lot as well. There we go. And I'm trying to give the piece a little bit of depth, a little too soon in the layering process here. But I have a blast. This is like utterly relaxing. No one's bothering me. The dogs are both sleeping under my feet. Fluff, my daughter's dog Fluff, and you'll see them in the vlog if you watch it, was directly under my legs. And he's a big, like, gangly teenager at this point. He's all legs and elbows. He's a big boy. And then Caesar is a smaller terrier dog, and he was under the chair. So they were both like right. If they could have been on me, they would have. It was too warm for that though. And we're just having a chill day, sitting outside in the sun, painting. They're laying under the chairs, just chilling. There's not a lot of barking going on. And I'm happy. I'm in my happy place right here. Gonna go ahead and get in some distant trees. That's what's happening right now. Going for that distant forested base at the trees there. And I have a particular brush that I really love for doing this. It's a tri-wedge brush, but it's at home, of course. So I'm just using the tip of the brush and dabbing, tapping, and kind of doing a little tap drag to get different techniques, different little mark making things going on. And it took a little bit of practice because when I first started tapping the page, I was like, this is not it. this isn't like the wedge brush at all. And then I'm using the tip for the closer trees to get a little variation on their shapes to make them feel more like evergreens, some sort of pine. And then I got it in my head with like, it doesn't need to be a pine tree. There are plenty of deciduous trees in the mountains. So just relax, have some fun. And in my head, the sun is most like off the page, off to the right, just cresting over or just dropping below the mountain peaks. So it's all glowy and warm and I don't know. I feel like this is a calm painting. I really like it. I may end up scanning it or redoing it on a bigger sheet. Another variant. You can't paint the same painting over and over again exactly the same way with watercolor. I mean, maybe some people can, but I can't. I can do close though. I can get a variant, and I do love painting these kinds of paintings. You've seen my moon paintings if you've been around the channel at all. I love to paint the moon with the trees in front, and I am getting a little darker as I come more to the foreground. See, all my distant mountains are just... I'm really loving this piece as I'm working with it. I'm actually actively thinking in my head, oh yeah, oh all right, oh yeah, I'm liking this. Cheered myself on. A little bit of marks over here, and once again, these trees are a little bit closer, so I'm making them a little bit bigger, a little bit more muddy in shape. I don't want them to be completely like... And now I'm doing like tips of trees and bushes, just dry brush, dragging that leftover paint that's on the brush up off the bottom. And I normally like a nice crisp line around my paintings, so I would tape, and I didn't bring tape, and I think I'm really liking this kind of wobbly border. I'm kind of digging it. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing here. I'm using the very tip of the brush to get in some contrast, that's the word, in the back trees so that they look a little like there's a little more going on back there and it's not so flat. More lively, I guess, is a good way to put that. They don't blend so much into the mountains. There's more texture. Do love me some texture. What do you think of the piece so far? I love it. I really do. The only thing I might do a little differently... No, probably not. I was thinking maybe do a little bit of the yellow color mixed with a white to get that muted yellow for a little bit of glowy yellow on the tips of the mountains. Not white, because you still want it to be yellow. Something secondary thought. Or maybe I could have not painted the tops of the mountains and left the white of the paper or the yellow of the paper, and then come back and done a little bit of, I don't know, texturing. I don't know. It's just in my head right now. And I do that a lot too when I'm editing a video. I'm rewatching myself do something. I think of other techniques that I can do to do it differently the next time. Here we are. These very foreground trees. There's a lot of paint on the brush and very little water. We're dry brushing and getting some like scraggly looking trees in the front there. Not all of the pines are very full and lush, right? Some of them are scraggly little things. Like their branches have fallen off. They've been in a storm or three. And I'm really liking the contrast that I'm getting with the heavier paint, less water, but still only using those two colors to get those oranges. It's a really good experiment. I haven't done it often at all. When I do my nighttime paintings, I tend to use 3 colors for my nighttime paintings when I'm doing the moon and the sky and the pines, the evergreens. In the foreground, I tend to use dioxazine purple, indigo, and neutral tint all together to make that kind of luscious dark. And here I wanted some dark, so I went ahead and mixed a deeper gray. I put a little bit of, I believe, neutral tint in, or a little bit of blue maybe. I don't remember at this point. And to make the orange feel more dark, more brown, to get a little more foreground contrast in those those trees that are super close to us, because the sun's not shining on this side of them, so it would make sense that there would be shadows. And also thought in my head, well, there would be shadows in the other trees as well, but maybe not to the eye, but in my head, in my brain. You gotta kind of draw a line in the sand, especially working off of your imagination without reference photo or something right in front of you, like the world in front of you, which is a fun way to paint. I don't know. I kind of super love it. When I got done, I was very pleased with this piece. And you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're still here, thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have the this one's going up today, Monday the 4th. So the Grabby jellyfish painting will be up on Wednesday. I'm going to edit that when I'm done editing this one and get that one scheduled out. And then for Friday, we are going to be working in one of my sketchbooks. Super excited about that. And then Saturday, we're going to be doing some work in my collage books. So here's a little close-up. I love it. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.